Good morning, viewers. Thank you for joining on this Wednesday morning. My name is Moriah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have my lovely co-host here. Good morning, lady.
Good morning.
How you doing?
We're good.
Leave me and your smelling. I like your nice and bright outfit today.
Yes, so please tell her.
You guys insisted I wear my jacket, but I wanted to show off my bow.
How you doing?
I'm good.
People are feeling this your hair.
I feel dull, like, you know, it's a good decision. I'm so happy that I went natural. I mean, I'm enjoying the process.
Yeah, it's good, it's good. I mean, the idea of just not going to the salon is like the best idea ever. You just don't have to go to the salon. You know, you can do the conditioning yourself and all that.
Most of my routine I do by myself. However, I got really, I won't say, people yabbed me, that's just the word to use. I don't want to say insult, because they didn't insult me. On the dancing yesterday, it wasn't fair because I don't know the routines. They said I was freestyling, but I just didn't know what to do.
Well, you are graded higher than I was. I mean, I thought I did really good, but they said tomorrow was the worst. I'm like, you know what? I don't care.
But I think the most important part about the dancing was that you get to walk, you get to like sweat and your heart beats fast, at least for that period of time. So you might not get the dancing, but we're working out. Yeah. So please.
All right, Jumoke, how are you?
I enjoyed the dancing yesterday because me, I was dancing.
Yeah, Biffy me telling me that.
What were you guys doing?
What are you talking about?
What were you doing?
I was really upset. Like, why would she say that? I really danced,
I
and I was sweating.
I didn't see no sweat.
I was like,
yeah, this madam was just going like this. Is that how to dance?
I was sweating. Please go to the. Have you been to the shrine? Have you gone to what's that? Have you to?
Yes, now. Okay, yesterday was Mrs. Osoyintolu's birthday. Happy birthday to her.
Who's that?
I saw her house.
That's her birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Ma. God bless you.
And Mr. Osoyintolu, Kila Majeleni.
Kila Majeleni, which is true. I've been very busy. I didn't see her all of yesterday, but Kila Majeleni.
Well, we have one of our Twitter followers. I can't remember his name. I think his birthday too was. Was it yesterday or is it today?
Today.
I think today's his birthday. Today, I think it's Otolo. I'm trying to remember. Oloja, yes, Oloja
Michael.
Oloja Michael, yes. Happy birthday, Oloja Michael. Trying to remember the name. Yes, Nima, how are you?
Still on the dancing. Yesterday when I was watching all the dancing, this advert came on and my brother-in-law was like, Nima, please, they should just take the dancing and do the adverts. The people should come and endorse you people. I said, okay. I will tell them. I'm sure they know themselves.
All right. I have no idea what you're talking about.
I noticed it. The advert came on and the advert was about dancing.
Okay, all right. Whatever that means, let's take a quick break. When we return, we'll look through the front pages of the newspaper. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Welcome back. Yes, I have my really hot cup of tea here.
Oh, coffee, man.
And this one is fantastic. I can't tell you the brand. Go and look for it. The Punch. Buhari likely to head oil ministry in new cabinet. 6 Senate nod for 15 special advisors. Front page here. Lagos tanker fire destroys 40 shops and 25 vehicles. Wike orders PEMSEX to produce 18-month account details. Fayose writes president seeks to nominate minister. Nigeria's woes can't be solved in one day, says APC. Blatter to resign amid corruption scandal. NDLEA serves Kashamu extradition notice. 8 billion naira scam, court remands CBN officials, others in custody. Suicide bomber kills 50 after shouting, "Say Buhari." All right, the Buhari story is all over the papers. So, but let's take it here in Punch. So he's likely to head the oil ministry.
Would you want to establish, because I have an opinion concerning that? The story is just the fact that he plans to retain.
He writes a letter to Senate seeking approval for 15 special assistants, for special advisors actually, for not just for one parastatal, for all the others, and so we're all waiting for the names.
And then Reuters came out with the information that he might actually be heading the petroleum industry because he doesn't trust anyone to handle the portfolio but himself.
I think I'll reserve my comment concerning him handling the petroleum industry when we have a fact concerning the fact that he wants to take up that portfolio.
Okay. May I then say my own opinion on it? As much as I think that he's the right person to handle that portfolio, he can't be God. He can't do everything. He just must delegate. He can't do everything. That's my opinion.
Yeah, but that's pretty important. I mean, that's like the crux of
I
who
agree.
we are. So I think I would really appreciate if he can actually head that. I mean, I think it makes a lot of sense.
The presidency, I'm going to have to talk right now. I wasn't planning to talk, but the presidency itself is enough for him to do. I believe that we need to build structures that whoever leads it will not be able to find. It's an incorruptible structure, mindless of the leader. So his job as a president is to put structures on ground.
I think we have seen the presidency in one way for the past 16 years. You'll be surprised that maybe it's actually an easy job to do once you have the right people working with you. So maybe we've been seeing it, oh my God, he has to be this. But you know, let him flip the switch and let us see how it's done another way. So let's have an open mind.
I don't mind him handling it for the first 100 days because there's a lot that needs to be done. But I feel subsequently,
let's embrace change, which is our new theme for our embrace the change. All right, let's pick one more story here. We can this Fayose story.
The pictures.
Who read it?
No, I read the Fayose story.
We'll talk about it in Sun later, and that's our hot topic. So we'll talk about it later.
Okay.
So who read? Nobody.
We read the presidency to, you know, allowing the privilege of nominating ministers to represent his state in the federal cabinet. And I'm saying to him, is there no APC in Ekiti State?
That's all right.
Can he just do his job? Can Fayose just sit down and govern his state?
Listen, he was citing the example that President Obasanjo also appointed, was it Ige, Bola Ige, though he was a member of a different party, as in also
good point.
In the federal government. So it's all based on that. He should also be ready to embrace other dissenting views.
Can Fayose just govern his state?
He should mind his business.
No,
Governor Fayose govern it, because we see a state whereby since he got into power, there's been one crisis or the other, and I barely see how we would have time. He wrote a letter, Murayo. The message on the papers, he said that he wrote a letter addressing. It took out time to write a letter. When he states he's not been able to get, the House of Assembly hasn't had the opportunity of sitting since he's been in governance.
Fayose is not our topic today. The idea is that he just wrote requesting to nominate. Let's move on to the nation. I don't want us to focus too much on Governor Fayose. APC moves to stop PDP's plot for Senate president. PDP orders senators to vote one candidate. 23 vehicles, 30 shops burnt in Lagos fire. We'll talk about that in, I think, Sun. Sun has a better picture of that.
APC.
Ondo government breaks into ex-deputy governor's house. And yeah, the same picture we have. Yes, you're going to talk about the APC. Yes, Nima.
You know, the APC is divided as along
Ahmed Lawan and Bukola Saraki
on their choices of the Senate presidency, and the PDP is now capitalizing on that division to say, okay, now if we just vote on one side, we can get our own, you know, the present Senate president and the head of Ikwe is what now?
He's the vice.
The vice to maintain their position. To maintain their position in the House now, if they can just vote along party lines, 59 to 49.
Okay, we're going to say something to add to that.
APC is doing everything now to, you know, settle the division, clear it, and then vote for.
Because I know that PDP has 49, APC has 59. So if APC is divided between Lawan and Saraki. We have 49 votes. We might as well just all vote for one person and get Mark to return and Ikwe. Yes,
I think the fact that they've already let out this plot means that it is easy for APC to get themselves together and pick one person. And if the goal is to properly govern the country or properly create laws that would govern this country, then there shouldn't be any quarrel within who would be it, because the APC structure has a master plan, and whoever leads in the Senate will just follow that master plan. I believe
I think that service to the country should be paramount in their minds. Ondo deputy governor that was impeached, Ali Olanusi, said that Governor Olusegun Mimiko illegally ordered state officials to break into his residence without a court order, that he was outside of the country at the time on medical reasons, and he came back, he didn't have access to his house.
Wow.
I'm saying that they need to start building hospitals in Nigeria so they don't have to travel out.
Okay, Ms. Moaz, I think Moaz is out of the country, right?
Yeah, everybody, once they get sick, they travel out.
Yeah. Daily Sun, next paper. Fuel tanker sets Lagos ablaze. Explosion destroys 5 houses, 18 vehicles. Sun has 80 shops. Nation has 30 shops. Punch has 40 shops. In Onitsha, victims' families lament, we can't find bodies of our loved ones. You can see the picture here of the burnt vehicles. 27 killed in Borno as Boko Haram releases new video without Shekau. We are still in control of Sambisa, insurgents boast. FIFA bribery scandal claims Blatter. And Buhari seeks Senate's nod to appoint 15 advisors. We talked about that. Let's talk about the fire tank, the fuel tanker, because I know that recently I went to, where did I go to? Somewhere in that that area.
You know, Kwaja?
No.
The roads are bad.
I went to trade fair.
Okay.
Oh no, that's not.
And I passed through and I saw the tankers lined up. And immediately what Nima says every day came to life because I saw these tankers lined up. So I know right now we are in a state where we have so many tankers, almost at least thousands.
Ifeanyi Mbawa has given us a way out now.
No,
If
no
Ifeanyi
tankers
just
line
has
up
one
Ifeanyi
meeting,
Mbawa.
you
The
can't
point is
line
that
up there.
these tankers have fuel, they're loaded with fuel, 33,000 liters.
I would like to talk about how this took place. You know,
Yes.
one, we need to, our old VIO, FRSC, the tanker has a fault. Now, while trying, and it was loaded with fuel, so he was carrying fuel and he had a fault, and he was trying to park at a roundabout thereabout. He said when he tried parking, hoodlums attacked him, trying to tax him for money, and he felt that maybe he should move ahead to a more quiet area where he will be able to park. And while he said the accident happened within a minute while trying to maneuver the roundabout. Now, one, can we blame the hoodlums? Should we blame the fact that the truck got spoiled, or should we blame the driver who actually escaped unhurt in any way? Now, the fuel spilled and it ran into gutters, into many streets. And it was claimed by two people that, oh, the fire started by some vigilante groups that protect the area, got in contact, the fuel moved towards that area and it ignited. Or somebody said that it was all those Misuya thingy that caught fire. You know, some of these things are just like, for me,
The point is that
there are many issues
the
that we need
real
to be.
issue is that these tankers have no business on the roads.
That's
and
all.
we need the rails to be working. Point blank. So hopefully
That's all.
this can happen
Everybody should do their job.
in this administration. Because whether we like it or not, this kind of things will continue to happen because fuel should not be on the road. Simple. Okay, let's move on to our next paper. Unless there's another story. The Blatter story. Nobody wants to talk about that?
Yeah, we're ready.
After 17 years.
Let's take it
Let's
at
the Guardian.
Guardian, yes.
Buhari consults Nigerian Chadian leaders today over Boko Haram. Service chiefs brief him, 25 killed in Maiduguri. President submits list of 15 advisors, talked about that. Fayoshe asks to nominate minister. 17 years after Blatter steps down as FIFA president, Kashamu gets extradition notice. The Vatican appoints Kuka into advisory council. And market forces dictate fuel prices cues. And you can see the picture here of our president and the IGPs, the CAS, the CNS, all of them here briefing him on, and honestly, man, let me not even make my comments.
They found his certificates. That's the way he's looking at them. So you all said you didn't see my certificates yet?
Well, they're all here, looking very unmilitary-like. Maybe that's the word.
Well, they have fat bellies unlike him, who has a slim belly, you know. I think our military, when they used to be strict and very disciplined. I went to a military school. You couldn't have pot bellies.
In the Buhari time, I mean, they don't look like, you know when you watch those American movies, you see the chiefs, they're all looking very, very stern-faced. And here, well, they're just looking very...
Mariah, have they been eating out in confectionery stores like Chocolate Royale?
Hey, leave Chocolate Royale, because interestingly, somebody from Chocolate Royale sent me a message yesterday.
Okay.
I was actually going to message, but unfortunately I didn't bring my phone. I was going to read it out because there are two sides of the story. The claim that the officials ran out is not true. They're actually in the country, according to him. And according to him also, NAFTAC has issues also. You know, there are also political issues. I can't remember exactly how he said it. I wish I brought my phone so I can read it. But
good news, they're in the country.
Back to the
good news,
they're in the country. Somebody should arrest them.
Back to Blatter. Establish the story.
Say Blatter, because of due to the crisis in the FIFA right now, due to the fraud allegations that there's been fraud by some FIFA officials, he decided, even though he has won the election for the
fifth time, yes, ma'am,
to step down, to resign.
How old is he again?
79. But yeah, so hopefully our president is able to resolve this Boko Haram with our
pot-bellied.
Tokpe.
Oh, sorry.
Fat belly.
On that note, we end front page review. I pity you. If they come and look for you, me, I'm not there. We'll take a break. When we return, the CBN employees remanded for 8 billion naira currency fraud. We'll talk about it. What are your thoughts on that? And later on, we have our guest in the house. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Wait, so we didn't discuss this.
Welcome back. According to statement issued by the Director Corporate Communications of the Central Bank of Nigeria, Alhaji Ibrahim Muazu, he said the CBN would like to inform the general public of the chronology of events that led to the management of the CBN to hand over some unscrupulous staff to the EFCC, that's the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission. According to the reports, these employees were alleged to have compromised the CBN bricketing exercise meant to mop up mutilated and defaced higher denomination currencies from circulation to combat inflation. Instead of destroying the currencies, they allegedly recycled the notes and substituted them for newspaper neatly cut to naira sizes. What are your thoughts on this? To give us your your view, you can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at YourView TBC. All right.
I thought it was just sweeping higher notes for lower notes. 1
second. We know there's a crime. A crime has happened. But I want us to look beyond the crime itself. The fact that the response of the CBN, participating in this, because we've not really seen government parastatals react promptly
now
when
that
allegations
Baba is here.
when the allegations come. So we also need to look at that angle, like, okay, is this the real new dawn? Are they really embracing the change of, okay, EFCC said this, first of all, go home first.
They've been arrested.
Yeah, I'm saying so.
Yes, now
that's really
they must have watched that American film of Queen Latifah where the exact same thing happened, but in Queen Latifah's part they did it at the tail end. You know that is a bricketing system. At the tail end, the notes are destroyed. So at that point where you're supposed to throw it into the fire, all the system has already been checked that this money has gone for destruction. Then it's at that point that the money is stolen. But here, they were doing it internally before it got to that stage, changing
it for the newspaper,
changing big note, 1,000 naira notes for 5 naira, and then putting newspaper. Of course, eventually you'll be caught, but this thing has been happening since 2011. Wow. Why now they were caught in October 2014? Why are we just hearing about it? Change has come. That's my own opinion.
And we're hoping that more of this comes up, because there are other governmental parastatals that these kind of illegalities happen, though, they are nicely tucked underneath. Nobody knows about them. Well, let me come to talk with you.
For me, this is, I was shocked, I know that there should be, I'm always advocating for systems in place, and, people, when you put people to secure the systems who have no integrity, who are hungry, who do not stand for something, then this kind of things would happen. I have issues with a staff who is meant to secure money, like huge sum of money, being underpaid and seeing bigger men that do nothing earn much more. So we now have that non-balance, and then they feel bad. I feel that everybody should be carrying systems in place carries everybody along.
Did he not sign his appointment letter?
Those officials would have spent more money than they were earning at some point in time. Because this is not today,
so
it's not last year. They will have spent more money.
Okay.
You're not getting what I'm saying. Right. System in place in such a way that if you know that I'm earning 5,000 naira and you see that I'm buying things for 500,000 naira, shouldn't you ask me?
Okay.
Do you understand?
Let me come to the name.
Sad. What Tokwe is saying. There's something called contentment.
That's all.
Well,
there's something I remember when reading this story. I saw the pictures of the suspects, and I saw the female among them put a scarf, try to cover her face. That is the sense that, I grew up with. When you do something wrong, you don't want your parents at home to know. There's something called Bibi Roshefowora, that is, you can't buy a good name.
That's
those kind of things, those kind of legacies that goes beyond money, those kind of things that, just takes you beyond worldly things. Where is that kind of value now? We don't have it anymore because these people are paid. I know people pay monies to get into the CBN and stuff. They'll do everything to work in the CBN because of the good life, the good kind of allowances, health packages, all those kind of things.
It is the CBN. What do you expect?
Of course, when you achieve that, you're now working there. There should be this level of contentment. When you cross that line and start to do this kind of things, then you don't have values. How do you want to face your children?
I want to bring in something else. You see, the thing is, when we say, and I wrote it down yesterday, when we celebrate people that beat the system, when you celebrate people that cut corners and they make money, then nobody sees anything wrong when people do evil things, things that are illegal. These people should be brought to the highest form of legal punishment.
I may agree with you, but then again, Nigerians are the most religious people all over the world. You will go to your church and go and pay tithe after stealing 8 billion from the CBN. Where is contentment, one? Where are the values that this our religions preach? If you signed that you are going to collect 5,000 naira a month to be burning 1 billion every month, do your job and let God reward you. I agree we must put in place a system to discourage theft.
Yes.
But then even we ourselves, you as an individual, be content at your place of work.
I like that angle you're taking it to, because that's our theme this week of how we as Nigerians can actually say, you know what, change has come, we must embrace this new system of doing things, new ways of thinking, new ways of, so our contentment is key, and being able to know and respect the system in place, and not saying, oh, have the Ojukokoro factor, like, I have the opportunity to steal 1 billion. Nobody will know about it. Let me take it. So
no 1 billion.
That's one reason why
to steal 2,000 naira.
Exactly. And
2,000.
so the key thing is that the reason why we're taking this up is that we need to let people know that, listen, things are different and we must start changing our ways of saying things.
I want to say something. You see, like I understand contentment, but I understand the fact that even not all Nigerians go to church. Not all of them go to mosque. Some of them don't even care. Some of them need to be punished. Some of them need to know that their names and their faces will be displayed on the front pages of the newspapers to be a deterrent to do to carry out corrupt activities. They must know that if I am caught stealing money at this level, then I'm going to spend the rest of my life in prison. Then my name and my children will be embarrassed by what I've done.
Somebody was saying, oh, well, the CBN governor is trying to protect his job because he knows that if he's seen to be doing the right thing,
that's also valid.
Also valid. So he's trying to just be let Buhari, the President Buhari, know that, you know what, I am actually doing my job.
School of thought.
But we know that in Nigeria, investigations take time. Just imagine, because someone was saying yesterday that because they are lower class people, that is why they are being prosecuted now. The truth is that the big class people did it when they were lower class and they got away with it. They went into politics with the stolen money and became big class people. So now if we start by catching them young,
and nipping it in the bud,
they never get to that class where they get protected. True. You know, that is the way it is.
Okay, I have Alaba. Good morning, Alaba. Are you there?
Good morning, Morayo and others.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, thank you. Go ahead.
Yeah, Morayo. Nima make mention of something when you are talking about contentment. What about those, if these officials are not contented with what they have, with what they have been taking from the government post for a while, what about those who don't even engage in any job at all? Understand? Those fresh graduates, what are they going to do? Look, the problem of this country, thank God we have had the change we are clamoring for. I want General Muhammadu Buhari to start the change from himself as an individual. Whatever he wants to be doing, he wants transparency and accountability. Now see any official or any local government chairman or councillor that want to do anything, that will not want to do it in a transparency and accountability way. So I think what we are doing, the problem we lack in this country is leadership.
Yes.
If we can see a good head, I think everything will fall in place. Proper places.
Thank you so much, Alaba.
I think that is best. Good morning.
Thank you. But just to correct you, Alaba, he doesn't want to be called general anymore. He wants to be
now the
President Muhammadu Buhari. So let's drop the general.
Yes. In our small places of work, I send you an invoice for I want to do an event for TVC, and then Mariah comes and says, Jumoke, how much did you say that gen will be? 200,000. Make it 500,000. So you write me a check of 300,000. All of us see it as normal. That's where it starts from. This contentment, theft.
2,000 naira.
Do you understand? We all see it as normal, and then we'll now be pointing to is the president, is the Senate president, you have all been doing it. How is the person going to be different when he becomes president?
I like that point to take. But let me take Ijama's call. Good morning, Ijama. Are you there?
How are you? Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Good morning. You ladies are listening to you.
Can't hear you properly.
You okay?
Yes.
I really miss you. Hello?
Hi.
All right. What I just want to say
the phone line is not clear, Ijama.
Can you hear?
Yes. Go ahead.
Now we've lost her.
I'm so sorry, IJ.
I want to raise something else. You see, when we live in an environment where people don't ask questions. You know, we said it yesterday briefly, I think on Monday too, that we need to ask questions. If you see, if your employee buys a brand new car and you know how much he's earning, there's nothing wrong with you as an HR person or as the direct boss. Ask where you got the money from. Because we need to, they call Oyinbo's bebono that they would
I would say, what's your business? Is it your money?
No, because this is how we get to know who is stealing or not. My husband was confronted years back when one of his neighbors asked him that, we like saying that 419 do you know they come up for house for money? Why you they get money to they pay rent? And my husband said, obviously you didn't know that I sell IT products and I work from my house. Sometimes you need to ask questions. You need to, because when you ask questions, you can report to the necessary authorities that this guy is doing something funny. He's not working. Where is he working? Why is he driving such a bit?
That's what
AK is good. We need AK right now.
Let me take Emeka. Good morning. Let's take some tweets, please. Emeka, are you there?
Yeah. Good morning.
Good morning. Please go ahead.
Yeah, I love every one of you. This is my first time.
Yay, welcome to the show.
But the problem is that I just work. You can see my voice. I'm watching the program now. When they took our life, but I still try to connect you people.
Yeah. Story of our life.
So let me. What I want to say now is that I'm so angry about what is happening in Nigeria. I mean, the discussion with you people are, discussing this morning. I myself, I live in China for 10 years before I come back to Nigeria. Like this type of CBN of a thing we are talking about now. If it is in China, the person, they will kill the person. You understand me? And another thing I want to contribute, all this problem that is happening in Nigeria, the problem you people are talking about now, the CBN governor know about it. He cannot tell us he don't know what is going on about this note or 8 billion of something. So, as far as corruption is in Nigeria, all this thing will never stop, my sisters and brothers. It can never stop. As far as corruption is into this nation. I heard what one of your colleagues was saying. Somebody will go and give a man of God a tithe and so on and so forth. Can you imagine that? So my sisters, you people are trying your possible best in this program. But as far as I live, as far as this nation is concerned, all this problem will never stop.
Right. Thank you so much, sir. Appreciate it. Thank you so much, Emeka. But I have to correct something. We don't pay to our pastors, we pay to God. Just had to put
Morayo, you remember one pastor that refused to return the money of a company that was stolen?
We don't pay tithes to our pastors.
So that's why that man refused to return the money.
To God. Just letting you know.
So
let's
start reporting their members.
Morayo,
the money is not for the pastor. Let's go.
If your pastor,
you're not paying anything to any pastor.
If any pastor,
for the work of God, please.
If any pastor gets prophet offering of $1 million, ask the person that gave you.
What are you
Let's
doing?
take some tweets, please. Thank you.
Ask questions.
Tajuddin Balogun says the 8 billion naira CBN bricketing scam is regrettable and a wrong signal from the leaders. Everyone must be an agent of change.
Cafe says the CBN fraudsters tried their version of the Mad Money, the Queen Latifah movie. Even in the movie, the thieves were still nabbed.
Yes.
So
okay, I have a call from Dublin. Olami. Good morning, Olami. Are you there?
Hello. Good morning, Morayo.
How are you? How is Dublin this morning?
It's very cold, though. It's not easy, but we thank God.
Go ahead.
First time caller, anyway. First time caller.
Yay! Go ahead.
Well, this is a very, very interesting topic. How is my sister, who I'm from Edo State, anyway?
She's fine. She's not here today.
So thank God. You know what? This issue of CBN money laundering of the thing, I think corruption is what is killing Nigeria in my own assessment. You understand? Because it has permeated everything, every sector, the pastors, the mosque, everywhere. I think President Muhammadu Buhari should. I was reading yesterday on Facebook that he said he was going to earn 14 million naira a year, which is very good. As somebody that is starting from himself, you know, there was some time in Nigeria a taxi driver saw a huge sum of money and returned it. That's contentment. You understand? Those guys that are supposed to oversee working in CBN, those guys should know that this money that are in their care is not there. They are supposed to manage the money, and somebody said that the CBN governor cannot be exempted from this from this money laundering of the thing, because they are all the same. He must have taken his own shot or cut or whatever they call it, and maybe he wants, because Buhari is coming in now, he's afraid so that he said will not roll. That's why he's bringing it out.
All right, Olami, thank you so much. Appreciate you calling from Ireland. Yes.
Morel, this topic brings to mind an article I read in The Sun some months back about how difficult it would be to fight corruption, because, you know, President Muhammadu Buhari's campaign then was led by, you know, fight corruption and all that. The man said that if corruption is in every level, such that in the customs, in the health sector, we have middle-class Nigerians, you know, being corrupt, up to the extent that parents are corrupt in the education systems, you know, supporting their children to do exam fraud and all that malpractice by paying the teachers certain amount to get them pass exams. That there's corruption in every level, and the change has to be on all levels across board for us to get.
Our theme this week is embracing change across board. Every one of us must embrace this change and say, you know what am I going to do differently going forward? All right, let's end this segment right now, because we want to bring in an expert to come and help us how we can actually, how the economy can work, especially in the individual states, so that hopefully we can stop stealing.
Yes.
All right, stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Now, the reality that stares Nigerians on the face due to the polar state of the economy, bad debts, empty treasury, fuel scarcity, security, etc. Reports have shown that governors cried out that most state governments had gone bankrupt and therefore cannot pay workers' salary. According to them, it was obvious that they were going to inherit huge debts, which may delay speedy progress in their respective states. With all this, what is the way forward for Nigeria? Joining us to shed more light on this is an economist and financial consultant, Mr. Sam Daisy Olisa. Welcome to the show, sir.
Thank you very much.
Now, sir, we'd like to join the conversation. You can call us on 070-8066-8014. You can tweet to us at YourView TVC. Now, what I need understanding is the fact that Okonjo-Iweala, former Minister of Coordinating Minister of Finance, said that, listen, this money was shared amongst the governors of the states, and they got X amount of money per month, starting with, I think, was it Delta State or the, you know, the Akwa Ibom State, Delta, and, you know, the governor saying, yes, we got money, but for some reason we want to know what this money was used for and how come the states can still not pay salaries today. That's one question. The second question is, how come states have not been able to generate revenue internally? I mean, Lagos State has tried, because I know that Lagos State isn't having issues with salaries because they've been able to have the IGRs. But other states, how come it has been so difficult to get them to generate, even with the money they're getting from the center?
Thank you very much. I think during the last regime, particularly the last 4 years, before August 2014, Nigeria had a windfall. Very serious windfall from crude oil. And all governments at all levels thought that type of windfall will continue. They never anticipated that there could be a problem. That is very unfortunate, because looking at the past, if you look at the politics of crude oil, it has been up, down in the international market. We had that windfall for some reasons. The demand, global demand went up, particularly China and the Asia Tigers. America was our #1 customer buying from us. America discovered shale oil, and at the astronomical price of crude, as much as $149 per barrel, America felt that, look, they got a technology that could process shale oil, thermal process, at even as low as $50 per barrel. So it encouraged them instead of buying at astronomical price, it encouraged them to go into the production of shale oil. That reduced the demand for conventional oil, and that affected Nigeria. So all the governments are culpable, both the federal and the states. For instance, as of today, the debt position, international debt is about $10 billion, up from $3.9 billion as of January 2010, while our domestic debt is $50 billion, out of which the federal government accounted for 60%, and the states accounted for 40%.
Altogether.
So if you look at that, the share of the debt, the same way they share the excess crude, they did not save for the rainy day. So coming to Lagos State or other few states that could generate internally generated revenue, I think that is as a result of vision. Lagos State stepped up the drive for internally generated revenue. They were even tagged that there was tax that they did double tax. We discovered over time the increase in it was staggering, going up, and they are still on it. The population in Lagos is high. Lagos is a commercial center. A few other states in Nigeria are not viable, but politically they got states. Now, if they got states, they should be able to step up IGR to generate funds somehow. Okay. That is one.
The people have suggested that one of the ways that we can, change the situation economically is if this present government now can reverse the percentage between recurrent and capital expenditure, such that the percentage is now in two opposite extremes.
I know what you're talking about.
If it's possible for us to reverse it so that we can focus on infrastructure as against paying huge salaries and all that, is it possible? Can they achieve it in this present government, in the present economy?
Of course, it's achievable. The question we should ask ourselves is, how did we get to where we are? Where are we now? How do we move forward? I think my prologue has given, that's the answer to the first question. How we got to where we are. We thought the reservoirs will continue. Then where we are now is so bad. It's not as if Nigeria is not viable as a country. Nigeria will always continue to make money. Apart from crude, we have other potentials. But the problem we have in Nigeria is management. Our cash flow management is so bad. In your last segment, you were talking about corruption. It permeated to every aspect of our life. Even the oil sector, which is supposed to be the major revenue drive, was sinking. Let me give an example. On 10th of December 2011, in the street in 83rd East Street in Brooklyn, a gallon of gasoline cost $3.52 in a mobile station. On that same day, in a mobile station in Port Harcourt, the NAPC was telling us that 4 liters, which is equivalent of a gallon of gasoline, costs the same amount. To the extent that they now tell us that as at that day too, the exchange rate was 157 naira to the dollar, while the international price of crude was $107 per barrel. How can we are oil producing? How can we be offloading PMS at the same price in Nigeria with that of the United States? So these are part of the reasons.
Do you think that
now, by the time you do that, the NAPC, the Ministry of Petroleum Resources, they was then telling us that PMS, which is only one product after one barrel, was landing at about 138 naira per liter. At that time, we were paying 65 naira pump price, and the subsidy was 73 naira.
Wow.
So, but even if you walk it back, because I've sat down to look at this, if you walk it back, if our local refineries are working, there will be nothing like that. Because if our local refineries are working and we refine locally, this same PMS will be landing at our filling stations for 39 naira 92 kobo.
So we can pay 40 naira per liter then?
Thank you. Well, even 45.
Sir, do you think that
because, let me just land. You see, this is sort of what I can call imperfection. These imperfections permeated other sectors where Nigerians are paying heavily and the economy was mismanaged. So even at this subsidy, why did we spend all our excess crude?
What's the solution?
Which is now which is now the bone of contention. Okonjo-Iweala is now telling the whole Nigerians that we all shared it, both federal
and state. What's the solution, sir? President Muhammadu Buhari has said that he wants to handle the petroleum industry himself. Do you think he can solve all of this?
Well, that is all speculation because we have not.
He hasn't come out to say it. Yes.
We haven't seen it. Whichever way he wants to, one thing we cannot run away from. It is time to sit down. I believe if we gather together a crack economic team, it's time to sit down and look at this issue of subsidy. Don't just come and say, remove subsidy. Is there really subsidy? So that is the first question. The crack team should look at it to see how we can refine locally. Because
let me take a quick break. When we return, we'll drive it back to the economy because we really want to know how can we revive this economy and what steps should be taken because the sisters are saying they're broke. They can't pay salaries. So how do we reawaken the economy? Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Yes, so before we went on the break, I asked the question, how do we revive this economy?
Yes, like I was saying it, the imperfections have to be addressed. The economic crack team of President Muhammadu Buhari have to look into it. Then this issue of common sense must come in there. Then for the states, I think it is high time that we have good legislation at the center, whereby what is we have residual lease, concurrent lease for our mineral resources to be mined. Because as of today, everything classifies as mineral. No state government can mine it without getting license for the federal. So there should be legislation. Whereas some minerals will be considered a concurrent lease. Just like electricity can be put on concurrent lease. So that the states that have these minerals can now go into partnership. Because government cannot go in directly. They can bring in partners from within and from abroad to mine the minerals, to step up the IGR. We should not all be going to Abuja every month with copies hands to be asking for money. I think for the state level, that will solve the problem. The state should not look at excessive tax, to its citizens. A lot of states would like to emulate Lagos State. They should not forget that Lagos is a commercial nerve center of Nigeria. If you go to other states like Kogi, we have farmers. If you want to tax them so much, I mean, they may not be able to afford it. But instead, they should look at the resources. At the federal level, too, I believe that President Muhammadu Buhari, having witnessed what happened in the last 6 years, and looking at the high expectation of the individuals, the masses, will be able, apart from oil, apart from stopping the fraud that is going in the oil sector, that has to be stopped immediately. Once that is stopped immediately, Nigeria cannot be broke. A country that sells crude oil every day, you are looking at other directions to get customers. We look at the direction of China, we look to the direction of Asian tigers.
All right, let me take this call from Babatunde Igamu. Good morning, Babatunde. Are you there? I'm so sorry. I kept you on for a bit.
Yes. So Nigeria can never be broke. What we need, and I've always been advocating it, we need a homegrown development economist to man our economy, to man the resources, not a World Bank, Bretton Woods trained economist, capitalist.
I want to ask a question.
You're speaking Uwa's language right now.
That's what we really need to monitor, to really grow our economy at home. And every policy must be geared towards generating employment at the grassroots.
All right, so let me take Abiodun's call from Palm Grove. Good morning, Abiodun. Are you there?
Good morning, ma.
Yes, please go ahead.
Good morning, everybody. You guys are looking sweet.
Thank you.
I love your program.
Thank you, sir.
Good morning, Daddy on seat.
Thank you. Good morning.
Sir, what I actually want to say is this. there's a problem in this country. The problem of corruption. Everywhere is corrupt. Everywhere. Somebody asking me if I'm what will I do for the first 3 months? I told him that I'm going to put people in jail. I put a lot of people in jail. There's a problem of corruption everywhere. Look at what happened in the Central Bank. Everywhere. The senators are going on with 29 million naira in 22 days.
Imagine.
This is wrong.
Change has come.
There is no problem with Nigeria. The problem of Nigeria is corruption everywhere.
Change
You
has
talked about
come.
NAFDAC yesterday. Go and find out what they are doing there. The moment Dora left NAFDAC, the whole thing turned to people see NAFDAC people now as police who collect 20 naira on the road. So please, let's forget about this. We are talking about how we are going to build the economy. Without taking off corruption, nothing will work in Nigeria.
All right.
Thank you.
Point taken, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Talk
God bless.
I want to ask you about a question about human capacity development. Because I noticed that all your economic advice and agenda has been geared towards mining natural resources. But we've seen countries without any natural resources have successful economy based on their human capacity. What would you advise state government to do regarding human capacity? Also,
With 170 million Nigerians.
we have the numbers.
I think you have a very strong point. If you look at India, for instance, they're all over the world. They develop their human capacity. They don't even only stop at their national level. They go abroad, and they spread all out there to make money. So Nigeria has enormous human resources, and Nigerians are fantastic. Go to anywhere in the world, in the medical field, in the United States, in Europe, you will see Nigerians. In Middle East, you will see Nigerians. So there is the need to also emphasize our human capacity development and professionalism is very key.
How?
Because when you begin, our educational system have to be reorientated from this academic sort of to productivity sort of. The skills. Skills at secondary school level. How do we have graduates in Nigeria and you call yourself a mechanical engineer, something happened to your car, you are looking for a mechanic. So those areas have to be addressed drastically. You are right. And again, when we are talking of building structures, building institutions, who runs the institutions?
Human beings.
We are. So, about like the last caller, that is the major problem in this country is corruption, and we are happy that the PMB, the body language of PMB does not favor corruption, but it's too early to judge. Like some people were criticizing appointed two one senior special assistant, the other. Well, let's wait. Let's see what is up. We know him before, and we hope he will still be himself. If corruption can be addressed, let me tell you, Nigerians are really afraid when they see somebody who can take the gaunt by his head in the law. When we can have 2 or 3 examples, 3 big men sent to jail, everybody will change. That is it. Once we address that, we address the rot in the oil sector, then we involve our youth in agriculture. We have been hearing of agriculture.
Are they ready?
I've never asked, what level of employment has it created? Our youth are restless. They are in the street. Look at the problem we had on the fuel problem. Look at the number of youth that went to buy jerry can and they became emergency oil hawkers, oil magnates in the street. So, I mean, there must be reorientation. We have to go back to the grassroots. So, and I think this regime, I mean, we have no choice. At this point, Nigeria has gone through the worst. This is the time for a change. And the change must be seen. And it must be transparent.
Visible.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you
so much. I think that totally hit the nail on the head. I appreciate you being here, and hopefully this week we are celebrating our 2 years, and we're just advocating for people to embrace change across board. And people, Nigerian citizens, must start to think within themselves, what can we do to embrace this change. What are we doing differently as Nigerians, as citizens? Are we
One
collecting
way.
bribe? Are we cutting corners? You know, all those things must change, because at the CBN governor has said that ABC did this, so yeah, go to if you hear somebody your company this,
ask questions and reports.
You know, so because everybody was upset that things are different, there's a new wind around, and President Buhari will catch. All right, thank you, ladies. You had a good show today. Don't forget, if you want to be a part of our live audience on Friday, all you have to do is just send your name to YourView at TV Continental. They should have responded. I'm sure they would respond with me today. Just saying thank you, we received your mail, and you'll get a ticket or something to come on Friday. But please, we'd like to have you on Friday. It's going to have a great show. We have celebrities in the house. I don't want to mention their names yet, but we have a lot of guests we've invited today. It's going to be a fantastic discussion. Our theme is not sustaining change. It's actually embracing the change. And I want everybody to think about what you want to do differently going forward. Don't forget to watch a repeat broadcast at 11:30 p.m. tonight. You can also watch previous episodes by going to YouTube/TV Entertainment and search for YourView. You can also catch us on Google Plus at TVC Entertainment.
Our dancing video is up.
Oh, really?
On Google Plus.
Fantastic.
Go watch.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
See you tomorrow.
Okay.